said.
So 7 hours.
Today, I'm going to be speaking to some student doctors and going to be asking them about the Motor Neurone Disease. Okay, hello. Yeah, got you back. Okay. So Icarus camera's just charging up for a bit, which is good. Took some blood this
Are we ready, guys?
Oh yeah, we're ready.
Are we there yet?
Nearly.
Are we
Just down
there
the
yet?
corridor. It'll be left here.
Are we there yet?
Thank you.
Breathe in. Job done.
And we're in.
Right. What we're doing basically is a vlog. And
Oh, you got pens.
don't be embarrassed about asking anything. For me, there is no subject that is taboo. Right, far away.
So, how, I don't really know. I think we just come to find out a little bit about what's been, about your story really.
Right.
So yeah, start
I
from
was
there.
originally diagnosed with MND in February 2014.
Right, okay.
The symptoms, visible symptoms, started presenting in about May of 13, and that was loss of dexterity of the right hand, a slight amount of guttering, and an inability to maintain any long-lasting strength in the right hand.
Right, okay.
That then progressed up the forearm into the shoulder over the space of about 2 months. Because of a previous injury a long time ago, I was having acupuncture on my back. My acupuncturist noticed a difference in muscle definition and sent me to a specialist who took my shirt off, stood me up, said, "We need to get you in front of a neuro." It took until November for the first appointment to come through. They carried out a series of tests. I was in hospital for a full week for these. And then they did the first of the nerve induction studies to try and establish any fall off in neuro performance. By that stage, Dr. Booten was already well aware what it was. Since there is no differential diagnosis, it's a process of elimination. Some people go through 150 plus tests before diagnosis.
Yeah.
I was fortunate in that when I was finally diagnosed, it had only really been about 7 months from when I first started presenting.
How did you feel when you were diagnosed?
Relieved when I was diagnosed, because I thought I was going to get told I needed very dangerous spine surgery.
Right, okay.
So when he said no, it's MND, I'll be like, what's it do that? He goes, I get on the phone, it's MND. Find out that I'm dying. And it's, for half an hour, you're devastated. And the team came to my bed. Amy, Sam, and a lot of their student nurses were there as well. I think I had about 12 people around the bed at one stage. And I went from the depth of depression to, I can survive this, within the space of an hour. Everybody was there to support me. And although your focus is going to be on the physical presentation, you can't look at the physical presentation without the emotional involvement as well. Simply because most of the people that survive this have had a level of emotional support that has enabled them to look beyond the diagnosis and look at their progression and look at the light at the end of the tunnel. And it can be there. Not for everybody. That's kept me alive.
Since it's here, can I just quickly show these guys what it is?
Absolutely, yeah.
So now we'll say
And that's it. That's got all the carbon dioxide out of my system now. And now you'll notice my voice is a lot louder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's more air going in to go over the vocal parts. That's how quick and simple it is.
How much are you having to use that at the moment?
12 hours a day. Come off it to eat, to drink. Go back on it again, but I sit down. 10 more seconds on it. I've gone from not needing that at all except at night to needing it most of the day. I can't stand up because my core muscles are gone. I'm using my core muscles and my intercostals to breathe now. They're not designed to do that, which means if I'm not supported, I've got a choice, breathe or support myself. The weirdest presentation that you won't find anywhere in any books, you get ice cold feet because the calves decrease so much there's no pumping action, so the blood just circulates back from the calf and doesn't go into the feet. So if ever you're in a position to be dealing with somebody, make sure their blanket comes all the way over because it's freezing. They're the kind of unusual things that even when I was doing my research, and I've done a prodigious amount, you don't find out things like that. Why are my feet so cold? Well, look at a different diagnosis. Look at a diagnosis of losing your calf muscle through an accident. You get cold feet.
So in terms of what you're able to do at the moment, where are we now?
I can stand, but I run out of breath very quickly. I can walk, but I have to take a deep breath before I get up and hope it's not far to go. If I lean against the wall, I have to lean forwards because it's the only way I can take the pressure off the chest to get another deep breath in. If I do too much talking, and don't freak, this isn't too much talking, I can feel when I've done too much that I need the ventilator to get the CO2 out. I'm not going to be able to do it myself. Eating is a problem. I've set a target for when I need to have my rig put in. Basically, if I'm unable to eat a meal 3 times in 1 week, then I put myself in to have my rig done. They can get me in here in 7 to 10 days.
So how do you and your wife work it now then?
I've got excellent care. My wife used to be a nurse. I used to do psychiatric nursing, among other things.
Right, okay.
So I know what good care looks like.
Yeah.
So I've been very belligerent with nursing agencies. If I don't get what I want, to tell them and go elsewhere.
Yeah.
I've also got budget autonomy. I've got to think about me before I think about everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how we deal with things. I get what I want, or I take my money elsewhere. I've got full control of my budget, and whatever anybody else tells you, for chronic conditions like this, it's the way forward. It's the only way forward. Because if we can get somebody, even if it's not us, but if we can get somebody in our family that we trust to control our budget, we can get rid of the horror stories of carers abusing patients because they've got no ability to do anything about it. That's my take on personal health budgets, is that they're brilliant. So this is going to show other patients what to demand from their M&D teams, what to demand from their service providers. That's my little pet project out of the way, which is what all this is about, trying to help other M&D diagnosed patients to see there is something beyond the diagnosis.